Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so I asked what today's conversation was going to be about, and what I heard is tidal wave of abundance. Get ready. So it's going to be some good stuff. Some good stuff is headed your way, and whatever this good stuff is, let it come in. Let it happen. Just let it happen. Hold on. Hold on. I need to hear how that sounds. Just let it happen. Okay. Yo. Today is a good day. It's a very good day. Okay. Let's see what's going to happen here. I'm just getting the cards ready. Hello, Void Walker. Hello. Okay, guys. It feels like really good energy, to be honest. Just like really, really good energy. And whatever this is that's approaching, let it work in your favor, please. Just let it work in your favor. Allow it to be whatever it is that it needs to be. And then, take it from there. Just like take it from there. If you're nervous, just let it happen. Okay. I'm just saying, just let it happen. I don't know why I find that so hilarious. Hi, Catherine. Okay. So let's get started. Let's see where this is going to go. All right. Okay. Let's get serious now. Let's get serious. Just looking at these cards. Okay. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. Just things suddenly got awkward. Tidal wave abundance, get ready. So there's no rebirthing that needs to happen. What's happening right now is that you are being allowed to witness yourself as you are. And I think the goal that's going to bring your abundance in is having to do with you accepting yourself as you are. Just like really being given plenty of opportunity to recognize your effect, the way you're received, the way the world around you, your environment, the way it receives you, the way you influence it. That's powerful. Like, do you understand the effect you have on your environment? Do you recognize the gravity of you? I think for many of us, there's been a lot of clogging up of certain things. And the clogging up that's happening is because of this fear, right? This fear that we're not safe, that there are, boogie monsters after us. In my culture, I'm Filipina. And in my culture, we call them mumu. Who the mumu's gonna get you? We call them the mumu. And I mean, if you teach yourself to be fearful, then you will be. right? If you teach yourself to be fearful, then you will be, and that's something that's learned. Debilitating fear is something that we learn. It's not something that we are born with. We have to learn to be so afraid that we avoid this tidal wave of abundance that's heading our way. You're safe. Security. You're safe. You're safe in your life. You're safe in your environment. You're safe in your process. Not only are you safe, you're being reassured that you have a guardian in place, that there is something or someone that consistently, you know, looks out for you, that just is really helping to facilitate things. I'm really loving the feel of this. It's like a whole different space of existence, not just for me, but for all of us who are wanting and are ready to begin living in a different way. Are you ready? I think that's the main thing. Are you ready? Are you ready to receive whatever it is that needs to be received? You know, right before I went live, I had to send a communication out to my law firm, and it's weird. It was weird. It was weird because of the fact that I sent the information that needed to be sent, which was really just one line, one sentence. And then I included that I felt it needed to be said that I will follow this lawyer to any law firm that she chooses to go to, should she ever choose to leave the firm that she's at. And that it's my hope this type of, the need for this type of legal representation will end once this case is done. Um, but that I know and feel in my heart, um, sometime in the future, I'll need legal representation through Europe. For what? I don't know. I don't know. Hell if I know. But I sent it. I sent it. I ended that message with, um, I trust you wholeheartedly. And there is no one else I would want to ever represent me in Europe than you. I don't know what I need to be represented for in Europa. I don't know. I don't know, but it was this thing of needing to say that, and now I'm kind of like, okay, does that mean I'm not just saying I'm ready for this tidal wave of abundance? Does that mean I actually am? Does that mean we, not just me, but we are reaching a point where we hear the freaking alarms going off, warning us that a tidal wave is coming? A tidal wave is coming. Not only are we not afraid, we're like, bring it, baby, bring it. I got my swimsuit on. I have my swimsuit on. Really, it's not that I'm not, it's not that I'm untouchable. It's that I'm no longer afraid of contact. Ooh, the gravity of that. Just like let that kind of percolate, not just through your cells, but the spaces in between the cells. Just let that be felt for a moment. How is the gravity of that statement already being experienced in your life? Because I think for quite a few of us, you're already experiencing this playing out in your life on a smaller scale for now, just a smaller scale for now. And that's going to exponentially expand very quickly, very, very, very quickly. And I think part of the way it expands, in whatever way it's meant to expand and to whatever degree it's supposed to expand, I think the way that it plays out is highly contingent on your willingness to allow the fear to simply be the warning system that lets you know the tidal wave of abundance is coming. Be ready, not because you're afraid, but because now you're ready to receive it. You are magical beyond your wildest dreams. You are just so ridiculously magical. You have no idea. I think you genuinely have no idea as to the ways in which you so positively affect your environment. Do you have to know? Not really. It's just you being you. Do you have to know? I said, not really. No, you don't. But well, if I don't know, then how will it happen? Are you aware that you're breathing every single time you take a breath? No. Are you aware that your heart is beating every single time it pumps blood through your body? No, it just does. There are certain things that creation has designed in the most masterful ways. I think the arrival of your abundance is one of those things. It's one of those things. It's one of those things that's already happening, one of those things that you've already put so much effort into without realizing this thing you've been struggling through is the very thing that's clearing the way for this abundance to come through, to come to you. Whew. Mm, 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 mm. And I know for some of us, we're exhausted, we're tired. It's like it's been so long. We really just don't even want to anymore. It's just we're tired, right? We don't want to. We just need a break. Can I just have a break? And I know quite a few people feel that way at this point. Like, can I please just get a break because it's been nonstop. It's been one thing after another thing after another thing after another thing, and it's not playing out the way I want it to. And right. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I think what's happening in this moment is your soul is invoking from deeper in your core a type of courage, drive, and focus that's really going to push this all the way through. You don't know how things are going to play out. I don't think you're supposed to know. I don't think I'm supposed to know. But every event, one thing after another, it's like a domino effect in reverse. That's a crazy thing to think of. A domino effect in reverse. But aren't dominoes supposed to fall? Well, I mean, I don't know. What's your objective? If your objective is to get back to your point of origination where there are no distortions in the way you see yourself and in your perception of what you deserve, what you should allow yourself to receive, I would think that the dominoes would need to go in reverse. That rather than watching every single event fall over, every aspect of you fall onto another aspect and another and another and another. I think if we watch this in reverse, you'll see the ways in which God's hand is involved in placing each of your pieces back upright. That is nutty. That's an interesting visual. Hmm. What if that's how creation is supposed to work, though? Yo, I wore a freaking beanie that just squished all my hair this way. I just it looks so weird. I don't know what to do with it. Anyways, um, hmm. Okay, let's go with this. Let's go with this. So you've watched the dominoes fall forward, right? You've watched all of it fall forward, and it's at the end, and now you're being asked to watch it in reverse. And what would that be for? The only thing I can think of is if you didn't like the end result, seeing it in reverse will help you to understand where to make some adjustments the next time the pieces start falling over again. And the falling over part is intentional. It's part of the design. It's not some mistake. It's not some um, shortcoming on your end. It's not any of that. It's just part of the grand design that it's intentional. Huh. So I'm looking at certain events pertaining to my gym experience. Quite a few weeks back, there was this behemoth of a disgusting individual who was just like, I could tell they were getting fixated on me. And then they just started to start caca with me family. Me family. um, and then they randomly chose um to try and start shit with my husband. Big mistake. And there was like a verbal exchange that was working its way towards a physical exchange. Luckily it didn't. And that was ugly. And it kind of for a moment made me feel like, oh, the world is just so unsafe. I dislike it. I don't want to go to this gym anymore. And then I was like, no, F that. I've licked everything in this gym. It's mine. I'm joking. I didn't lick anything. But I was like, no, no, absolutely not. And I look back and it's like this thing of that was quite possibly the singular event that has shifted my interaction with people in the gym, right? Because I don't like to talk to people. I don't like to socialize. I'm very much kind of in my own world when I'm there. Except that led to another event, which is another event, which is another event, which is another event. Long story short, um, apparently I'm part of their gang now. I gave them all different names and Cheese Touch. I, I I named him Cheese Touch. I told him to. Your gang name is Cheese Touch because he got sick and he kept working out and then he got everybody sick. Yeah, it's like you got the cheese touch, motherfucker. Stay home when you're sick. And he's really sweet. But today, and it's interesting, today Cheese Touch gets to the gym and he's like, "Oh, nice, the whole gang is here. You're here too." And I was just like, "Oh, I'm part of your gang. Okay. I didn't realize I was part of your gang." But that's okay. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind it at all. I joke around with him quite a bit at this point. And after joking around with him for a little bit, rotator cuff was joking with me, um, because I didn't wanna work out. I just didn't. I didn't want to, and I'd been sitting there for a few minutes, just sitting there, staring at myself in the mirror, like, just quit. Just quit. Just go home. Um, I was heavily thinking of telling my husband, "Let's just go home. Let's go, like, I don't know, let's go to the store or something. Let's go have breakfast." Mhm. And I was sitting there, like, I was too lazy to even get my phone out and text him. And then rotator cuffs is like, "Start working out." Like, "Fuck you, bro." In a friendly way. "Don't tell me to work out." And I was like, "I don't want to." And he kept insisting, like, "You got to. Come on. You're already here. You're already here. I saw you here. You were lifting over there." And I was like, "What's she gonna do today?" "Not a damn thing, homie. I'm gonna sit here till my husband notices I'm sitting here and then asks me if I wanna just go home, at which point I'm gonna say, 'Yes, I wanna go home.'" And then rotator cuff decided to involve everyone else that was around us. So now there's all these oldies around, and they're, like, trying to hype me up, trying to hype me up, and I was like, "Ugh, fine." So I decided to work out. And because they hyped me up, I was originally gonna just do, um, like a set of squats, maybe like 75 pounds for squats, which that's nothing to me. And then I looked at the girl who's like super muscle mommy. She's like my gym crush, I guess. Yeah. Every time I see her there, I'm just like, okay, I don't want to make myself look bad in front of her. I got to put some more weights on. So I see her look over at me and I sheepishly smile and I'm like, yeah, no, we're doing hip thrusts. We're doing hip thrusts. Yes. At which point I slapped on 10 45-pound plates and started hip thrusting. I did quite a bit. And the older gentleman walks past and he's like, "That's right. You let this machine know who's boss." Right? Right. And it was okay. It was okay to allow myself to receive the type of encouragement and inspiration to continue because I needed that. Part of the abundance that comes in is recognizing that oftentimes your environment will understand, will recognize, will acknowledge your needs before you even can. So I did that, and then I slapped on more plates for deadlifts, and I did a shit ton of weight today. And then of course the my gym crush. This girl, she ended up working out behind me on the cables. I'm on the Smith machine and I'm just like, I don't know what happened, but I felt inclined to socialize. And I said to her, like, "Oh my gosh, whenever you're here, I feel like I have to work out because, like, I don't want to look bad in front of you because you're just so fit." And she goes, "Oh my God." I was like, "No, seriously, if I don't want to work out, I like look around the gym to see if you're there. And if you're there, I'll kind of slap more weights on." And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? She's like, "Oh my God. I do the same thing when I see you at the gym." I'm like, "Shit, she's here. I gotta put more weights on the bar." And I was like, "Girl, we can go on the grass and just meditate." And she goes, "Yeah, we could go full starfish on the grass." I was like, "Oh shit." Yeah. And I was like, "Oh my God, your legs are phenomenal." And she goes, "Girl, your legs are amazing." And I was like, "Stop." And she goes, "No, like, oh my, and your ass." She went like that. "And your ass." I was like, "Oh my God." Right? And what's important about that interaction is that for the past week, I've put on 10 pounds. This shit's not water. It's for the first 8 pounds, I was like, "It's just water, girl. It's just water. It's water. You just pee it out. You pee it out. Stop eating salty stuff you peed out. Don't worry. It's not water. It's not water. So for the past maybe week and a half, I'm like, I'm going backwards. I'm going backwards. Fuck, I should just stop. Is this it can be cute being like wayfish. just I just gotta stop. And I gotta work out anymore. I'm gonna just let myself kind of, frail can be super cute. Yeah. I was feeling very, very not myself, very not happy with the shifts and changes in my body, right? And then today, my environment somehow knew that I needed to have a little pick me up, a little bit of straightening out of the ways in which I see myself in such a distorted manner. And now I'm like, okay, it's not so bad. 10 pounds. That's not so bad. My waist trainer still fits. Mhm. My workout belt still fits. Mhm. So that tells me I'm packing on the weight in all the other places but my midsection. And that tells me it's not water. My body's building muscle fast. That means whatever I'm being prepared for, I'm just naturally making it happen at this point. Just by doing whatever it is I do, there's nothing extra that I need to do. I just need to continue exactly the way I've been doing, and everything falls properly into place. It's going to be fine. This tidal wave of abundance, you don't have to go out of your way to make this happen. You don't. What you need to do is stop convincing yourself of things that really are distorted perceptions. I think a lot of what we're going through is about the continuation of a process that was initiated probably last year. Last year, there were things that needed to happen, so they did. And it must have been something that was difficult for you, was challenging for you, something that maybe blindsided you, even something that caused tremendous amounts of struggle, something that caused you to enter into this masculine state so that you could protect yourself, defend yourself. And I think for some of us, we took that a little too far. And rather than protecting ourselves, what we did was we entombed ourselves. And that's okay. Don't worry about it. You entombed yourself with mud. You know what happens when water comes? The mud washes away. You're perfectly fine. Ooh, Michael also brings up the mud is very detoxifying. That's nice. It can also be exfoliating. So the process that you've been in this entire time was intended to draw out all of the toxins, all of the ways in which you functioned in a very toxic manner towards yourself. That's nice. And that exfoliation that's going to occur as all of that mud is washed off of you rapidly with a tidal wave. Um, that's going to leave the freshest, most beautiful glow and the best, most beautiful version of you is what's going to be presented. It's what's going to be left. Whatever's happened in the past year or so, it's already happened. Accept, acknowledge, move forward. Acknowledge, accept, move forward. That's what Michael said. Acknowledge, accept, move forward. Acknowledge, accept, move forward. Okay? Motion. The motion is about you moving forward. It's about you recognizing the ways in which I can't with my hair. Because this right here, yeah, no, honey. Okay. Whatever's happened this year, it's already happened. Accept. Wherever you're at, accept it. But that doesn't mean you're going to be staying there. I think as soon as you accept it, you're going to be catapulted forward. And I think you're already starting to get some type of inkling, some degree of awareness of the trajectory of you. I think for some people in our community, your path is profound. You have a massive purpose that you're in this life to fulfill. And that purpose is not just for you, it positively impacts thousands, if not millions of people. You can't shy away from this. Allow the tsunami to come. Prepare yourself so that any fears that could create distortions are properly addressed. Once those are addressed, guess what? You now have an alliance between the self and the soul. You now know you can get through anything because you can. You've been getting through everything. Maybe not in the way that you feel is the best way, but really, though, are you really the best judge of you? I know that came out with a little bit more salt than I planned. But seriously, are you the best judge of you? Are you known for having so much clarity about how amazing you are? Or are you more known for um, always seeing yourself in a distorted way? Because I mean, I think if you're going to be really honest with yourself, you're going to realize that you're not very good at seeing yourself as you actually are. You're just not. It's okay. Most of us aren't. Most of us see ourselves in a way that diminishes us, that shrinks us. The tsunami of abundance is going to wash away that distortion. You're going to see yourself clearly, um, but only after the event has happened, only after you have allowed a special deal. A special deal. I think there's a special deal being brokered on your behalf by soul. Hold on. Why did I use the word broker? Arrange or negotiate, a settlement deal or plan, work out, orchestrate, arrange, hammer out. Okay, Thor. Let's see. From Anglo-Norman French, broker, of unknown ultimate origin. Okay. A broker is an individual or firm that acts as an intermediary between an investor and a securities exchange. Someone's investing in you. Someone, something is investing in you. Someone or something is investing in you. An agent who acting on behalf of a principal. You are the principal. Hold on. Yeah. Principalis, first in importance. Ooh, you're being returned to your royal state. The word principal comes from the Latin principalis, first in importance, and is related to the title of a prince. Okay. Okay. A person who has controlling authority or is in a lead position, a chief or head man or woman. Okay. You're being returned back to your space of primary. You're being returned back to a space of recognizing and allowing the truth of your gravity and power to come through. I think whatever this is that's happening, that tidal wave is pushing you back into that space you belong in. Hmm. Hmm. I think everything is about to unfold. I think everything is about to be placed before you for you to sample. So you have some degree of awareness which thing you want first. You need to allow your brilliance to shine through. The time for you to diminish your shine, the time for you to not allow the truth of who you are and how you are to be witnessed, that's done. Be your most authentic self and be that with no reservations, no fear, really just allowing everything to push forward. You have to listen. You have to listen to what it is your soul is presenting you. And I think what's happening is that you are preparing to give birth to a completely new life. This is not about a rebirthing. This is about a bringing forward of the next part, not just redoing the same part, but kind of in a different way, right? Like, no. This is about really allowing your creative juices to flow. Card number 12, creative power. Release your alchemical energy into the world. Everything comes first from you. Oh my gosh. Everything first comes from you. You have to be careful how you use this period. And I don't mean careful as in like, oh, things might get messed up, but careful how you use this period in that don't waste time, energy, or focus bringing things forward that really are irrelevant. Allow the past to remain in the past. Stop trying to dig up the bones of things that have already died. Just leave it. Leave it there. Not because it's irrelevant, not because um not because you need to forget, but because that's already done what it's done. And there's no point in carrying bones around. You will not be regenerating the flesh that's needed to make use of those bones. Leave them where they are. They're buried in sacred spaces. They're not things you need to be ashamed of. They are periods of your life and fragments of you that were caricatures created to survive whatever you were trying to survive. You don't need them anymore because you're stepping out of that survival state and consciously choosing to step into a space of thriving at a degree, at a level that you have never experienced before. I'm really liking where this reading is going. I am. I'm very excited for all of us. I'm very, very excited for all of us. I had to take care of something pertaining to banking stuff earlier. And there was this one location that I was going to. I don't get along with one of the ladies there. I don't. I don't. And no, it's not just me being petty. Like, I don't like incompetence, especially if that incompetence affects my financial things. I don't like that at all. And so I stopped going to that bank in particular. I kept the bank, but I stopped going to that location. And instead, I go to a different location, which I realize is closer. And, is interesting. It's very, very interesting. Because the one person at that previous location that I really was like appreciative of because she knows everything. She's so knowledgeable, so helpful, so efficient, and very thorough. Wouldn't you know? She was at the different location that I went to earlier. And I was like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" Yes. And she was like, "I got a promotion." So now she's in charge of that branch. And I was like, "Oh, congratulations." I loved it. I was very happy for her. I loved it. I think that's a sign. I think that's a sign. The things that are meant to be with you will be elevated right along with you. No need to keep tabs, no need to be afraid, no need to worry. Everything that's in alignment with what you need and the type of care that you deserve, there's room that's being made for that. Don't be scared of what will be left behind. Don't. Don't be scared of what will be left behind. Don't allow yourself to block this tidal wave of abundance that's coming towards you just because you're afraid of like, well, what if this and what if that and what if, like, no, 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 mm-mm, no. And it's crazy because that person popped in my head last week, but I had no reason to go to the bank. So I was just like, oh, that's weird. Why are you in my head? That's weird. And then I kept right on, right? When you encounter someone that acts rude, are you able to see why they act like that? Because they're an asshole. Maybe not all the time. Maybe it's an acute case of assholery. Maybe they're having a bad day, but just because you have a bad day does not give you an excuse to be rude to people who had nothing to do with whatever made you mad. That's assholish behavior. Mhm. Yeah, no, sometimes I act rude. Sometimes I'm assholish. Absolutely. All of us are capable of it. Some of us embrace it more than others. Some of us enjoy it. I would love to be an asshole all day. But am I? No. No, because really, the people that I would be an asshole to had nothing to do with why I'm being an asshole. So that's not right. It's just not. So I don't. And I feel like it's important for our community to know none of us are obligated to volunteer to be the asshole whisperer. None of us. Not a single one. Not a single one. I mean, you could choose to if you want, but you're not obligated to, right? So, card number 33, sharing. There's giving and receiving and giving. See what I'm saying? But you're not obligated to be the asshole whisperer, meaning you don't have to be the one to try and save them, nor do you have to be the one that is forced to be a mirror, meaning you don't have to mirror their behavior just to prove a point. You can simply, carry on. Just carry on. Just keep right on. Card number 34, circles. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm, but it's in reverse. Why are you seeking clarity? When you enter into the eye of the storm, yes, you'll have clarity there, but also, yes, you'll see the chaos all around you. When the clarity you seek is internal, it could be an empowering thing, but not devoid of mess. So that's something you guys have to be aware of. That sometimes, in order to truly understand the nature of you and what you're being prepared to do, what your life is helping you to prepare for, the purpose you're here for, sometimes it requires seeing in a very neutral and very clear manner the type of chaos you were born from, the chaos that you live on a day-to-day basis, internalized chaos, an externalized environment of chaos. Maybe your family is chaotic, maybe your job is chaotic, maybe life is chaotic. Who knows? Everything chaos. I used to be ashamed of that back when I was afraid of everything. Because chaos, some part of me has always known, chaos cannot be controlled. It cannot be predicted. You just better make sure you're prepared, or chaos is going to bulldoze right through you. And now that I better understand my innate ability to not just survive every single circumstance that life brings my way, but to also find a way to thrive through it, to use it, whatever that adversity is, as a launching pad, as the very impetus to initiate changes within me that empower me more. I'm no longer afraid of chaos. In fact, I self-identify as a daughter of it. It's hard to predict what I'm going to say or do next. It is. It's hard to predict what I'm going to say and do next. You just really never know. Hell, I don't know. I find out same time as you. Once it comes out my mouth, I'm like, ooh, yikes. Ouch. Sorry. Rotator cuff, who initiated all of that inspiration, he said he was inspiring me. I was like, you're bullying me. He goes, don't bully the inspirer. I'm inspiring you. And I was like, mm-hmm. And then he goes, don't uninspire me when I'm trying to inspire you. He's an older gentleman. And I was like, it's okay. I like adversity. And he goes, I see you do. I do. It gives me something to kick against, not push against, but kick against. And I didn't think about it until after it came out my mouth. He was on the Smith machine beside me and he was doing bench presses. He was bench pressing. He had a 45-pound and I think a 10 or a 25-pound plate on each side. And he looks over at me and I have 5 45-pound plates. There's no way I could bench press what he was bench pressing. I'll tell you that much right now. I'll hurt myself. There's no way I could do it. Just like there's no way that he would be able to hip thrust what I was hip thrusting. Are we supposed to be able to do what each other does? No, not at all. That's my logic. So I didn't realize until after it came out of my mouth that it might offend him. I looked at what he was pressing and I was like, "You got a lot of space on that bar for more weight." He goes, "Oh, ouch." And I was like, "I'm trying to inspire you." And I laughed. And then I was like, "Oh shit, why did I say that?" I was just joking. I was like, "I'm just joking. I'm just joking." And he goes, "Well, I see there's space for one more plate on your bar." And I said, "That's right, there is." And then he said he was going to sit on the bar. I said, "You go right ahead. You go right ahead." Everything about me is chaos, but it's never a malignant thing. And he knows that. He definitely knows that. He knows everything about me is either serious and focused on what I'm doing, not bothering anyone else, or just joking and creating a friendly environment, a shared space, right? What could he say after that? And he's been teasing me for quite a few days at this point. He teases me about the way I sterilize everything because I do. I do. He teases me about how much weight I lift. You know, it's never malicious. It's never. But with that chaos preventing me from making sure that I don't say the wrong thing. Well, he's very aware. It'll be okay. Regardless of what I say, I'm not intending anything bad by it. It'll be okay. Yes, a camaraderie. Card number 27, renewal. Regeneration begins with decay, allowing the parts of you that have prevented camaraderie, the parts of you that have prevented you from immersing yourself in environments where true community exists. How are you going to receive your abundance if you can't even allow yourself to acknowledge you are in an environment that quite possibly was custom created for your exact need? Have you ever experienced another environment like our environment here, our community here on YouTube? Is there any other environment in your life that you have access to where you feel free to be yourself, where you feel safe simply just being? And I'm not asking these questions to try and prompt you to like hype up our community. Our community is amazing whether you're able to see it or not. Our community is amazing. I'm asking these questions because you need to know what the answers are for yourself. You need to allow yourself to enter into a space of awareness of the ways in which you block your awareness of what it is, what this is, right? What is this? A community space where you are invited to be, and that is all. Be whoever you are right now in this moment. Be whoever you'll be tomorrow. and the next day and the next day, to just be. There's no need to catch up. There's no need to slow down. There's no need to be something outside of who you are. Just be. And that who you are, it's more than okay. You're not just tolerated here. You're actually a part of something that's bigger than just you and your life. You're a part of something that has a reverberation that positively impacts other people's lives. How many of you feel just so like this space is home? This space is where you could just be. You don't have to worry. You don't have to feel weird. You don't have to feel like people are silently judging you. How many of you feel that? And for those that feel that, how many of you realize I'm not doing that alone? That each of you are joining me in creating that type of environment. What's the difference between a drop of water and a tsunami? Ask yourself that. What is the difference between a drop of water and a tsunami? Nothing but the sheer volume, the sheer number of droplets coming together and moving in the same direction. Whew. A tidal wave of abundance. Maybe that tidal wave you're waiting for is already around you. Maybe we are that tidal wave. Mm-mm-mm. And I don't know who needs to hear this. Who in their right mind would ever dare stand in the face of a tsunami and say, "You're nothing but droplets"? Woo! Woo! Think on that. Think on that. Is that what you're doing? But I'm just a droplet. Yeah, a droplet, shoulder to shoulder with many, many droplets forming the base of a tsunami. You're the foundation. You're the foundation. You're here at the start. Mm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. 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 Card number 2, radical curiosity, is seeing as if for the first time every time. So maybe it's time for you to finally see yourself. See yourself for what you are. An important component, a very, very important component. Component of what? I don't know, but it's important. It's something that might, I don't know. Hmm. Give me 1 second. Do 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 do. Give me 1 second. Just gotta document a few things. All right. Here goes. All right. Free spirit in reverse. Mm. You've become so upside down in the way you see yourself that you've entered into a quagmire. Why is Michael saying that? Quagmire war? What? Hold up. Hold up. Okay, so an awkward, complex, or hazardous situation. Um, okay, what is the quagmire military term? Quagmire is a word that is often associated with military conflicts in which the invading army becomes bogged down. Oh, Mika, Mika, Ella, Ella, A. Oh, a difficult or sticky situation you find yourself in. Okay. A difficult, complicated, or unpleasant situation which is not easy to avoid or escape from. I need to contact my lawyer again. Mm, mm, mm. Life works out in ways that I don't always understand, but they're usually situations that further what I didn't have the courage to do. I don't know. Sometimes I get annoyed with myself because there's things that are just like, I'm confrontational, but I'm not. Like, I have the ability to be combative as fuck, but I prefer not to. And I think what's happening right now is basically this thing where I was kind of stepping back from a process that needs to be pushed forward, abso-fucking-lutely pushed forward. And I'm like, oh, damn, like, I don't. And I think what you guys are witnessing is my soul saying, no, we don't need no water. Let that motherfucker burn. Burn, motherfucker. Burn. It's a song. You guys ever hear that song? Oh. Oh. This was the card that was in reverse. Yeah. The roof, the roof, the roof is on fire. Let's see what roof means. Someone seems to be hell bent on burning their entire home down. Give me 1 second. Someone has intentions of burning the very thing that serves to protect against inclement weather and extreme temperatures. Hmm. Let's see. I want to know why. It's Germanic origin. Hmm. Okay. Here's the thing. Someone commented, letting go, walking away, finding peace and calm. I think this is a very important thing to discuss here in our community. For many of us, that's what we want to do. We want to walk away. We want to remain calm. We want to exist in our peace. And then there will be the demonic ones who will not allow you to. They refuse to allow you to exist in your peace. How do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about that? How do you take that? How do you receive that? For me personally, I don't take that. I don't receive that. I'm still in my space of peace. I'm still in my space of peace. And here's the thing, when people want to remove themselves from that space of peace, you let them. When people want to continue a conflict that you're not part of, let them. Their conflict is with themselves. But never, never refrain from correcting what needs to be corrected. And I think that is a correction from soul. I think soul is preventing me from reverting back to old patterns of allowing in some passive permission type way, allowing by not correcting, by not being proactive in the halting of specific behaviors, in not utilizing what? Mm, standing court orders. Message received, soul. Message received. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Let me go back. and see. Okay. Sometimes doing things from a place of love and compassion, um, sometimes correcting from a place of love and compassion requires, excuse me, the human concept of love to be completely removed from the equation. I have this theory. And I've had it for quite a few years, that the people whose families and environments have either not cared enough about to correct or have been unable to correct because those behaviors are so entrenched, they eventually cross my path. Eventually. And they become so accustomed to being able to have their way, to have no consequences until they cross my path. Sometimes I refer to God as Papa. You want to know Papa's pet name for me? Karma. Karma. And it's not that I relish punishing. It's that I'm so adamant I will no longer accept any type of fuckery in my life. Why wouldn't I stay alive? Is there a reason that you would need to hope that I stay live? Are you attempting to find my location? You know what's amazing? Outside of having a cybersecurity firm on retainer, I don't know if you guys know this because I don't really talk about my husband too much. When we lived in California, my husband worked in Silicon Valley. He worked for large, very large corporations, tech companies, not just tech companies, tech giants. You know what he decided? He's entering into cybersecurity as well. It's amazing. It's amazing. Because when I say that there's really no space in my life for any type of caca, I mean that all the way through. All the way through. And sometimes some people are just too stupid, too fucking stupid to understand that the only reason you haven't been blocked is because I'm continuing to compile the evidence. Pour some sugar on me. In the name of love, pour some sugar on me. I can't get enough. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered because I refuse to allow myself to get bothered. Ooh, her lifting was humbling. I just got a notification. Her lifting was humbling. Mhm. The first ever footage from beyond the ice wall of Antarctica terrifies the whole world. Ooh, I gotta screenshot this shit. The old me is coming back, and I welcome her. And this time, she won't allow a repeat of what happened before. This time, everything that must happen will be allowed to. That tsunami is something that will clear away what needs to be cleared away. It will clear away what needs to be cleared away. The stench, the filth, all of that. It will clear all of that away. And some of that filth needs to be in a jail cell. I love our community. In this space, nothing can bother me. I'm running out of time. I want to share this, you guys. I had some profound sessions yesterday. Like each of my sessions were profound for different reasons, like fucking profound. And I've been pretty absent here on TikTok, on YouTube, because I've been on TikTok quite a bit. And I was coming to this realization that the reason I've been on TikTok so much is because I've refused to allow myself to feel the things that I feel, and I can't hide that from you guys because you guys are my online family. You're not just viewers, you're not fans or whatever. I don't know the hell. You're not. You represent the parts of me that exist outside of me. And this space is such a safe space, but it's a very raw space, a space where I can't hide from myself. And I realize that's why I've poured so much of me into TikTok, because there's still a barrier that exists. I won't allow too much in on TikTok. That place is a fucking cesspool sometimes, I'm telling you. That's okay. I got my swamp gear on. I got my swamp gear on. But yesterday during one of my sessions, I realized, like, what am I doing? I need to immerse myself back in my most sacred of spaces. And outside of my home, with my family, my immediate family. The only other sacred space that comes to mind instantly is not some place in the forest, not some physical location, but here in our community. And I think a part of me was allowing myself to be run off of my own channel, my own space. And I tell you right now, no one who looks like they smell like fucking cheese could ever run me off of anything. Ever. And I think it's at this point in my life, not only am I not afraid of the tidal wave of abundance that's coming in, I welcome it with open arms. I welcome my house of water. You really think a water sign will be afraid of drowning? As though that wasn't enough. Yes, my moon is an earth sign. I'm grounded in this existence, but not just any earth sign. A fucking Capricorn, a sea goat. Bitch. To say I'm formidable and fearless is one hell of a motherfucking understatement. Expect me to do live streams on a regular basis here again. Expect that. Because the part of me that needed to be laid to rest in order to allow the tidal wave of abundance back in, it's already deeply snoring. It's snoring. And this current incarnation of me is well suited for everything that's coming my way. All the goodness, the expansion of community, the wealth in all its forms. Don't feel like you have to juggle. Handle everything that needs to be handled, prioritize what needs to be prioritized. People who juggle are people who are convincing themselves that they are clowns. And what do clowns do? Nothing but entertain those who have disdain for them. I have a disdain for clowns. They're not even funny. They're just fucking weird. I don't juggle things. I get things done. I get things done in a very intentional manner. Have that mindset about everything in your life. What needs to be done right now? Figure that out. Do that first. Is it the self-love that needs to happen first? Is it the shadow work that needs to happen first? Is it the emotions? Is it the refusal to turn the page? Is it the fear of the choices? These are the cards. Self-worth in reverse. What needs to happen first is a correction of the worth you see yourself having or not having. I deserve so much. I deserve as much as I give. And what I give is never harmful. So what I deserve is never to be harmed. I claim that. I will never be harmed. Why? Because I will not allow it. Took me a couple years to get to this point. I will not allow it anymore. That's huge. That's huge. That's an abundance of self-love right there. That simple statement of, I will not allow it. No, I will not allow myself to be harmed in any way, not emotionally, not financially, not in any way. No, absolutely not. No, no. I'm not even angry. It's just like, no, no. Next, that we have to work on choices. The choices you're being presented, it's not a trick, it's not a trap. Look at the different options. What do you want most? What do you want first? Choose that and then allow it to happen. Mm. Can you guys do something with me? I can't fully explain what it is, at least not right now. But I feel it through my entire being and I feel it deeply in my heart. This visual that my soul has shown me repeatedly. It's a visual. I'd like to invite all of you who are willing to help me push that visual into fruition. Not because I need the help, but because I would love for you to be a part of making this happen. Are you down for that? Is that something that you're willing to do with me and for me? Because if you are, let's go ahead and play some music. Ow. Let's play some music. And I'm going to do some energy work. And this, whatever you choose to do, will also be reflected right back at you, meaning whatever amount you assist me with, whatever amount you assist me with will be reflected right back to you and will help you. Unless, of course, you're a fucking disgusting nut stain of a clown. Just kidding. Your girl got jokes today. I mean, I know none of you identify as a nut stain of a clown, so I'm not worried about any of you being offended, right? Raise your hand if you're a nut stain of a clown. Oh my god, you guys. Let us see. Let's get a song. Perp. Uh, let us I better hurry up. I better hurry up because I gotta do some appointments. Um, this song is always so potent. Okay, I love this song. Yes, we're gonna do this. Excuse me. You guys ready? Put hashtag fruition. Hashtag fruition. And then just breathe. Breathe and let us begin. Everything that I've been shown, every promise made by soul, I'm ready to receive. I'm willing to allow. I'm no longer afraid. Bring to me what has always been rightfully mine. I'm now prepared. I'm now strong enough to be used in the way I was designed to function, as the light and the shadow, filling the spaces in between. Return me to my rightful place, whatever that might be. I'm strong enough and I'm ready. I ask for only one thing. Wherever I'm placed, make sure there's proper room for my community to join me. Take one more deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Rejoin me in the space we created together. Recognize where your emotions are upside down, and then make the decision to put them right side up. You are designed to feel the full spectrum. Feel it all. Feel the potential. Feel the loss. Because feeling both will very efficiently and accurately guide you to your point of center, allowing yourself to acknowledge what had to be given up so that you may have space for what has been promised. Don't be afraid of your fear. It brings your attention to the things you need to pay attention to, not because you're not in a space of safety, but because it's time to see with clarity the feast that has been prepared to celebrate you. Life is about to change in ways that might be hard to comprehend, to change in ways that you might still wonder if you're worthy of. You can keep wondering, but please don't ever block it. Don't stop it. No more of that. Release your fear of the new chapter, your fear of this developing awareness that the pen has been placed in your hand and fresh pages from a brand new book have been put in front of you. You are in charge of where your life is going and how that will play out. You are absolutely in charge. Allow for the details to support your transformation, your rise back to a space of self-mastery, mastering the self so that it no longer interferes with the mechanics of soul. That is the goal. Mastering your command over your fear. Fear is nothing but a notification system to bring your awareness to the things you must be aware of. Be aware and nothing more. That awareness will guide the actions that are necessary. Be aware and nothing more. Everything unfolds in the way it's meant to. And whatever happens, have compassion for yourself. You are not a bad person. Well, you and my community are not. I can think of at least one person who is a bad person, but that has nothing to do with us. Has absolutely nothing to do with us. Have you seen me during this video become devoid of my peace and my power, despite the attempts to derail, the attempts to destabilize, veiled threats on my life? I will continue to live with no fear and no limits. Why? I am more capable than I allow myself to be seen as. It's a beautiful thing to enter in this space and command it. This space within myself, and command that space, not having to force myself to remain in a state of peace, not having to force myself to not be reactive. All it took is a simple reminder. Some things and some people are just literally irrelevant. Hee hee ha ha. Hee hee ha ha. You tried, but you failed. Hee hee ha ha. Nothing bothers you without your consent. Nothing can effectively remove you from your space of centeredness, a space where you properly fit in order to appropriately receive the tidal wave of abundance, that tsunami of goodness headed your way, you guys. Left and right, right and left. For days now, I'm seeing nothing but people receiving the goodness. Receiving the goodness. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. You too. Holy shit, I'm happy for you and you and you and you and you. And you know what? It has to be that way. Why? Well, if I don't keep seeing everyone around me, their lives shifting and changing and all of this positivity coming, well, what happens? I start to think, well, who the fuck do I think I am? Who do I think I am that I think something good is about to happen for me? And like, I see so much good happening for everyone. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be me at some point. I don't know what it is, but I like it. I want it. I'll have it. Whatever it is, soul. Whatever it is. I know it's for me and just for me. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. And I'm going to be grateful because I look at my life and it's just been filled with so much grace and compassion and love. Even in the darkness, even in the hardship. Just an overwhelming, consistent flow of everything I could possibly need. And before I couldn't see it, before I wouldn't allow myself to see it, before I thought everything that came to me, for me, must be given away in order to preserve my integrity. And it's just, yo, my fucking ass is too fucking old to change. I'm already who I am. I'm gonna be this for the rest of my life. The rest of my life. So, what does that mean? It means I'm finally willing to allow myself to accept wholeheartedly, with no doubt, I'm a damn good person. I'm so fucking loving, so patient, and so kind, generous as fuck, and just flat out unwilling and incapable of being corrupted. I am too stubborn to allow myself to change, to become a mirror of the disgusting people who will try and insert themselves in my life. None of their bullshit means anything to me at all. Why? Because not my monkey, not my circus. I never been part of a circus. Not gonna start now. Not my monkey, not my circus. I've begun even changing the ways in which I speak about certain aspects of my experience in this life. I will not claim ownership over things that are not mine. Do I have a stalker? No. There is a stalker, a pathetic one. Is it my stock? I don't have I don't take ownership over that shit. Let his mom own that. That's all you, boo. You birthed that shit, not me. My kids are amazing. Everything that comes from me is touched and blessed by God. Why? Because no part of me wants to harm anyone. And that's how I know when I issue corrections, it's not from a space of malignancy. It's not something that will generate some type of karmic load. Why? I'm not interested in retaliation. And I'm learning the nuanced difference between retaliation and correction. And as you learn that, the floodgates open, and the only thing flooding in is abundance. What will come to you will benefit your human existence just as much as your spiritual. Mother Earth, 22. And you see the face, you see the hands, and you see the sphere. You see the green and the blue. You are covered in the protective energies of Melchizedek, supercharged with love. Allow your soul to love you in ways that will allow to bring to fruition the very things that are worthy of you. whatever fear, let it do what it's meant to do, which is what? Just to bring your attention to whatever needs to be paid attention to. Not out of fear, not because you're at risk of being destroyed. I can think of one person, though, that's that seems to just be hell bent on being destroyed. You might get some of that destruction. You might. No, I'm pretty sure you will. Don't want to mislead. Pretty sure you will. Because that's what the fuck you deserve. Not based on my perception, but based on neutral observation of the options consistently chosen. And of course, the degree of stupidity, which again, none of my concern. Got nothing to do with me. Final card, you guys, and then I gotta go. Ooh, before I go, let you guys know expedites tonight. Yes. Hold on. Let's see. I have a new link for you guys. I put it in the comments. There you go. And I'll put it on the screen. Here you go. Find everything about me and my events on my Hoobie link. Who.b. I'm evolving. Go check it out. I will be live tonight. The link is also there, but I'll also put the QR code up. TikTok Tea Party. And just an FYI, I very aggressively defend my space on TikTok. So that's that. I very aggressively defend my space on TikTok. And lovely thing about TikTok logs your geolocation regardless of VPNs or any other thing like that. Regardless of rolling IPs and whatnot. Part of the user agreement that you agree to is the harvesting of your geolocation. So, of course, you know, some people are just stupid. So, I'll be on TikTok tonight. 5:30 or 6 p.m.-ish California time. I'll be on TikTok and you guys can join me there. If you don't already have TikTok, boo. Fucking get it. Get it so that we could have our inside jokes on TikTok. Come on now. You don't have to follow anyone else. Just follow me. I'm serious. Just follow me. And then, you know, leave it at that. And we'll have fun together there. All right. Okay. Final card. Okay. Michael says no. What? But it's a good card. Whatever. Okay. He says pick from the center. All right. I'll pick this one. No. I'll pick this one. Okay. Ooh, let love transform. Ooh. I, the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard a dumb fuck cry. They have wept because of them. Whom shall I send? Definitely not me, Lord. No, I don't want none of that, Lord. I don't. I don't. Card number 14, our final card. Oh, let me take this off the screen. Mhm. Michael says, "Sing that other song I like." And I'm like, "Wait, which song?" And he goes, "That other song you like." And it's like, "Oh, I keep hearing voices in my mind that say I'm not enough." And then Michael's like, "Tell them to listen to it." I think he's speaking to one specific person. Michael doesn't think you're enough. But to the rest of my community, yes, you are. Let's get started. Card number 14. Michael's talking shit over here, not about me either. He's talking so much shit. Okay. Card number 14. Let love transform. The spring of love arrives to transform the dust into a garden. The call is heard from the heavens to bid the wings of soul to fly. The sea becomes filled with pearls. The dry land receives the water of life. The stone becomes a ruby, and the body becomes all soul. Love is my medicine, intelligent medicine. It takes death and makes it a passageway into greater life. What genius is this? A genius that will render anything and everything as a pathway to life. I have found a bench upon which we may be seated. Nay, not a bench, a love seat. It's carved of precious ruby. It sits under the gentle shade of an ancient tree that thrives in love's garden. Come sit with me, beloved, as we let the whispers of the great beloved penetrate our hallowed ears, carried upon the sweet afternoon breeze. As the sun begins to set, the colors become vibrant. Even if we are deaf to the beloved's tender whispers, we shall not be blind. We shall be captured by the vivid display of the beloved's artistry and be transported into peace. This oracle comes to you as a living spiritual gift. Whether you realize it or not, you have triumphed. Ooh. You've already won. You've already won. You have blossomed, succeeded, cast aside that which was unworthy, and taken up love's way. How much delight there is from all those that walk this way of love, of life, to find another precious companion in their midst. You are welcomed into this world where love finds a way. There is nothing impossible for love. It is not bound by the mind, and because of this, all manner of miraculous grace works through it in endless creative variety. The great beloved is a show off, creating with such genius as to be breathtaking. Were we able to remain always in the heart, we would be constantly breathless in a fit of appreciation and awe so great. Truly, there would not be even a slither of emptiness through which fear could enter. What does this mean? It means an avenue for divine fulfillment has been found. You are being given the power for spiritual success. Your heart's yearning shall manifest itself, but you must comply according to the law of love. What does that mean exactly? Do not attach yourself to the form that your resolution and success shall take. Why would we seek to limit love's creative genius thus? No. Instead, trust that it will be magnificent. Perfection. Literally the work of great genius. Detach yourself from expectations of timing. The harvest will be at the best time when the ripeness is just right, so utterly juicy and sweet. You shall know with certainty that this was the best way. Not a moment sooner would have been perfect, nor a moment later. Absolute trust is the best way to adhere to the law of love. This gives you rather some energy to spare, perhaps that might have otherwise been engaged in perpetuating worry or doubt. Well, I am so happy to see that you are twiddling your divine thumbs and wondering if you're not going to worry. If you are just going to surrender and trust, then what exactly will you do with yourself? Well, of course, you can just live your life, but perhaps you may want to dance barefoot and wild with me upon the cool sand at night under the fullness of the harvest moon. This other part. I am blessed to fulfill my destiny, to become divinity awakened and embodied, to receive all life with the wings of angels at my back. So I may rise with my sacred feet to dance with sacred delight upon this earth. Every promise is always fulfilled. In the past year, there have been a couple occasions where it has very deeply seemed as though I'd been left unattended and exposed to things that were unreasonably unsavory. And that last part, maybe you're just allowed to feel as though you're alone so that you can understand how capable you are. But in reality, you've always been completely surrounded by the love and protection that you've been promised to have through this entire life. And I think now I better understand why, despite feeling as though I had been forsaken, I couldn't actually bring myself to believe it. Everything's going to be okay. And everything you've been promised by soul, the finishing touches are being applied. The final round of polishing, the beautiful case it will be placed in, so that as it travels to you, it will not be touched by any other. Every detail has been accounted for. Your abundance is about to ship out, and you are about to receive it. Let love transform you. Let your love for self and the love of soul transform you into your next form. I just got a notification. Aid has been distributed to people just like you. Are you interested in claiming your share? The sooner you act, the better your chances of receiving. I'd say soul is doubling down. Our higher selves are doubling down on what it promised to give you in this life. Let it happen. Make it happen. Do what needs to be done, nothing more, and definitely nothing less. Do only what your soul instructs you to do. And then sit back and watch as everything unfolds in the way it is intended to, always in your favor. Keep being the good people I know you are. I'll see you guys again very soon. And if you have TikTok, I'm going to see you tonight. Get TikTok. Follow me. Don't follow the fake accounts. Oh gosh. I'm going to share this with you guys because I find it hilarious. This is the last thing I'm going to share because I got to go. I'm going to share this. You guys got to see this. I am airdropping it to myself. So my husband texted me while I was taking care of something. He goes and he texts me, and this is like a screenshot of a conversation, a small part of a conversation we're having earlier. Cracks me up. I'm so unbothered. I'm so unbothered. Hold on. Let me get it on the screen. Wait, where is it? Here. Okay. There. Wait. So he sends me this. And it's a screenshot because he got curious for some reason while he was waiting for me. And what did he find? That all of these mofos have tried to use my name to garner followers. And I'm over here. This is hilarious to me because it's like, does that mean I'm on my way to being TikTok famous? And this, the two sides of me, that right there. I'm either laughing or just disgusted. There's no in between. Live your life regardless of what these crazy ass people do. Like, girl. Girl. What the hell? Are you serious? Are you serious? Yeah, guys, so what I'm gonna do, and that's not the whole list. Because I know. I know that at least one of those accounts has like something like 6,000 followers at this point. Y'all stop following them. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be unfollowing everyone on TikTok, and I will only have one person that I follow, which is my husband, and he follows me back. So unless you see that on the account, it's not me. Please don't believe it. So follow me and only me. Don't follow any other of the Emmy Evolvings because those are not me. I'll see you guys again very soon. Join me tonight. I'll be on TikTok about, excuse me, probably 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yes, report all of them. Not me, though. Report all of those. I'll